All right, my name is Mike Ginnitti, and as I've done with the past couple of mega extensions in the NFL, I'm here to break down Josh Allen's new contract with the Buffalo Bills. We knew it was coming. We didn't know exactly when. We kind of knew what these numbers were going to look like, but the length, the term, still a mystery. Brandon Beane and the Bills decided to go mini Patrick Mahomes on us here. So 6 new years, 8 years total, plenty of room to spread this thing out and keep this thing team friendly from a cap perspective during the next 3 to 4 years when the Bills will likely be in contention. So let's break this down. All right, follow along here. I've got all of our basic terms across the top, as with every contract on Spotrac. What you'll see is there's that 258 you got reported today. There's the 43 million a year. There's the 100 million at signing. I will break that down, how we get to that number in just a second. And this number is interesting to start with. So the second that I saw that this was going to be a $16.5 million signing bonus, I knew that there were bigger things to come. Um, Based on what Brandon Beane has done with Tre'Davious White with a couple of these other contracts, I sort of assumed it was going to be a double signing bonus system. It is. It's a small signing bonus in year one. It's a big option bonus in year two. So let's run through these years and kind of understand what is locked in right now and when we can draw that line in terms of the guaranteed money following off and things like that. 2021 basically stays neutral, right? That's the minimum rookie contract for the fourth year. That's his slotted roster bonus that he just received for entering training camp with the Bills. So that stuff's out of the way, fully guaranteed, already was. Toss in the $16.5 million signing bonus. We're going to prorate that over the next 5 years. The reason this is 6.6 million is because there were 3.3 million from his rookie signing bonus. So there's a little bit extra in terms of cap proration here. The rest spreads out through 2025. He had a $6.7 million cap hit in 2021 leading up to this. It's now 10.2. So it's about a $3.3 million increase for the Bills this year, something they were prepared to take on. So you take a little bit extra cap this year, but let's get to next year. $4.1 million base salary. Generally, we see it in around the $5 million mark for the second year of these rookie extensions. So this is a little bit under based on what we saw. But I mentioned there was that big second year option bonus coming. $42.4 million is that option bonus. Spread that out over these 5 years. Now you've got some serious bonus proration here locked in, right? 12.7-ish every single year. 11.7-ish, I should say, locked in every year through 2025, and a little extra hanging over in 2026. But the cap hit next year, 2022, is only 16.3 million. That's down from the $23 million fifth year option. So the Bills are saving significant cap next year in a year when, who knows, they may be a defending Super Bowl champion. They may be trying to make a run at it again. But he's already given them cap flexibility next year, even though, from a cash perspective, we're talking 47 million paid out here, 67 million over the first 2 seasons. This is what we've been talking about, how when you add a little bit more term, you can give these players cash up front and keep these cap hits neutral. Okay. If we move along here, 2023, fully guaranteed salary is 27 and a half. It's already locked in. So first 3 years of salary are fully locked in. The signing bonus is locked in. The option bonus is locked in. Okay, we're well on our way to the $100 million, but we're not there yet. Year three cap hit is 39.7 million. If the salary cap in the league doesn't explode like we think it's going to because of the TV network money coming. If it doesn't, and this is too high of a cap hit, it shouldn't be. But that number right there is fully guaranteed and could easily be restructured. Brandon Beane won't want to do that. He's not a big restructure guy as it is, and there's already plenty of cap proration on this contract, bonus proration, but it's there if they need it. It's one of the advantages of using high base salaries early on, especially when they're fully guaranteed. So 95 million over the first 3 years, basically all locked in. There's a couple of non-guaranteed workout bonuses just to make sure he shows up to camp and things like that. No problems, no issue. These are the numbers we expected at this point. 2024, here's where it gets fun. So we've got a $23.5 million salary. I'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about this roster bonus right here. 2024, there's a $6 million roster bonus. It guarantees in 5 days. So on August 11th, this $6 million in 2024 will lock in fully guaranteed. That is extremely rare. Okay, seeing an upfront guarantee in year four of any contract is extremely rare. It happens, but it hasn't happened in a while. not even with the Rodgers and the Russells and those kind of players. Okay, so this is an extremely rare situation, and it coincides with the guarantee mechanisms. That buzzword is back. Patrick Mahomes kind of brought it to the daylight, and Josh Allen has resurrected it again this year. What do I mean by that? I mean that $6 million right there represents the last fully guaranteed at signing into that $100 million. So there's $100 million in change fully locked in this week. He's going to get it no matter what, essentially. How do we get to the next $50 million? Okay, so if you read down here, 2024 salary, 23.5 million, 13.5 million of that locks in 2023. So 1 year early. That's the mechanism. So almost all of 2024, the 30 million in change will be guaranteed by the time March of 2023 gets to us. Pretty safe to say he's going to be making that contract, right? Especially with tons of dead cap built into it at that point. 2025, 16.5 million of the roster bonus here, the 25 million, locks in 2023. So the same time that much of 2024 locks in, 40% of 2025 locks in as well. So that's a 2 year mechanism, a 2 year early guarantee. This is something Carson Wentz had, Jared Goff had. It's why the Lions have so much of his guaranteed money still left to factor into, because the Rams gave him a 2 year early roster bonus, salary bonus guarantee, and that's what they're dealing with for 2022 in Jared Goff. So Allen has a similar structure to Goff in that regard, where 5 years out, there's a 2 year early guarantee on this roster, on much of this roster bonus. The rest, 10.5 million of this salary here, so 75% of this salary locks in 2024. So 40% of 2025 locks in 2023, 70% of 2025 locks in 2024. So 2025, for all intents and purposes, is locked in. It's a practical salary. So that's how, when you see the potential out here, I'm bringing this thing to 5 years, 164.5 million. That represents this right here. It's pretty safe to say he's going to make this. Now, that cap hit right there, 51.28. I don't know where the league cap's going to be by then. I would assume we're at 230-ish, 240-ish, maybe 250-ish. And if that's the case, this won't be the scariest number in the whole world. But if it is, this could be a line in the sand point right here, where 29-year-old Josh Allen wants to rip this thing up and start over. And if he's still a hell of a quarterback, the Bills will want to do that as well. So it's possible, even though the guarantees tell us, hey, he's probably going to get this, all this salary right here, it's possible this is also the line of demarcation, to rip it up, start over, and get yourself into what? A $300 million contract, a $350 million contract. We're going there quicker than not. And we're going there on both sides of the ball. So initial thinking here with this Josh Allen contract is it is extremely stable. Okay, so where the Bills got some concessions early on here, saving cap next year, basically staying cap neutral this year, plus 3.3 million, right? And even having a team-friendly third-year cap under 40 million, when that should rise significantly. For the concessions the Bills got to get the cap-friendly deals early, they gave up in guaranteed mechanisms. Okay, it's very rare that my potential outline is after year 5. Extremely rare. Okay, so this is as close to a Patrick Mahomes situation as I think we're going to get. I don't know that Lamar Jackson gets this much guaranteed because of the kind of quarterback he is. It's possible. It's possible this is now the model for Lamar Jackson's contract. He's self-repping himself. So it's possible he looks at this and says, now this is my standard. And maybe the same goes for Baker Mayfield. But I think of the three, I'd be hard pressed to find another contract that's as strong as this in terms of 5 years of practicality, 3 years upfront guaranteed, a little bit of 4 year upfront guarantee. Like I said, that's rare, rare stuff. So what Josh Allen gave up in terms of cash flow over the first couple of seasons here, he did not give up in terms of the money he should be assured over the next 5 seasons. So good work by the Bills getting it done. Certainly good work by Josh Allen and his agency. Tom Gonda knows exactly what he's doing out in CAA. I promise you that. And like I said, this is a mini Patrick Mahomes contract. The Bills lock in their biggest contract in franchise history by far, and they get their QB1 under contract for quite some time.